Apparently, I made a bunch of patriots mad when I compared internment camp terminology to the concentration camp terminology and what we were doing in the U.S. to what was going on in Germany. Like, oh, in German concentration camps, they killed a whole bunch of people. We didn't kill that many people in Japan internment camps. Yeah, that's not, you think you're confusing extermination camps with concentration camps. And again, the level of death isn't really the point here, but follow me. Internment camp, the terminology comes from the 1830s in the United States when we started taking, Indians and putting them on reservations against their will. We came up with the term internment camp. And the definition is, and I quote here, a facility where people are imprisoned, often in large groups and in poor conditions, without charges, sometimes during war, but not always. A concentration camp, on the other hand, was actually coined by the British during their observations of what was going on in Cuba with the Spanish occupation there, and they concentrated the Cuban population in a small group of camps. The definition for a concentration camp is a camp where large numbers of people, especially political prisoners or members of persecuted minorities, are deliberately imprisoned without criminal charges in an area with inadequate facilities. It's the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin, and the U.S. loves to use internment instead of concentration because there's not as much negative connotation with the word internment, but what we did to the Native Americans and what we did with the Japanese, it's the same thing. We took civilian populations, 80% of the Japanese interned were U.S. citizens that were arrested without any charges, held without the due process of law, held without any semblance to be able to get out, imprisoned, property confiscated, all of it. And you're going to tell me, oh, well, because there's not as many that died, so it's not the same thing as a German. Just